Hello, and welcome back to Better English Step by Step. This is your calm, long-form English learning podcast where we take the time to really understand the language. We don't rush, we don't stress, we simply take one topic, one goal, and we walk through it together, step by step. I am Sarah, and I am so happy you have decided to press play today. This is time for you. It is time for your brain to relax, open up, and absorb clear, natural English.
And I am Mark. Hello, everyone. It is great to be here with you. Today's lesson is a special one because it touches on something we all do. We all tell stories about our lives. We talk about who we were in the past, who we are becoming now, and the things that feel normal to us. But in English, describing these stages of life can be tricky. There are three little phrases that look very similar but mean completely different things.
Exactly, Mark. Today we are focusing on the grammar of habits and change. Specifically, we are going to master the difference between used to, get used to, and be used to. I know that sounds like a tongue twister already.
It really does. I remember when I was learning other languages, these kinds of patterns were always the hardest. You think you are saying, I played tennis in the past, but you accidentally say, I am currently playing tennis and it is familiar to me.
That is exactly the problem. Imagine you want to tell a friend that you quit smoking. You want to say, I used to smoke. But if you mix up the grammar and say, I am used to smoking, you are telling them the opposite. You are saying that smoking is normal for you and you are comfortable with it. That is a huge difference in meaning.
So for the next hour, we are going to untangle this knot. We will separate these three structures completely. We will look at the past, the process of changing, and the final result. By the end of this episode, you will be able to tell your own story of change without any hesitation.
Before we dive in, take a moment to get comfortable. If you are commuting, just relax your shoulders. If you are at home, maybe make a cup of tea. We are going to do a lot of listening and repeating today, so you need to feel relaxed. And if you enjoy these long, calm lessons, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. It really helps us continue making these episodes for you. Let's start at the beginning. Let's start with the past. We are going to talk about the phrase used to. Sarah, how do we use this one? We use this phrase to talk about things that were true in the past but are not true anymore. It is for finished habits or finished states. If you did something regularly years ago but you stopped, you say, I used to do it.
So it's like a bridge to your past self.
That is a beautiful way to put it, Mark. It connects you to your history. But notice the structure. It is used to plus the base verb. We do not change the verb. We do not add anything to the end of the verb. It is just the infinitive. For example, Mark, tell us something about your childhood.
Well, when I was a child, I lived in a very small village. Now I live in a big city, so I can say I used to live in a village.
Perfect. I used to live. Listen to the pronunciation there. We don't say use like use a pen with a buzzing Z sound. When we speak fast in this structure, the S becomes soft. Used to. It almost sounds like one word. Used to.
Used to. That is good to know, because sometimes when I see it written down, I want to pronounce every letter clearly. I used to live, but that sounds robotic.
It does. Natural English flows. I used to live in a village. Let's try another example. I know you love coffee now, Mark, but what about tea?
Actually, I drink tea every single day when I was at university. I don't drink it much now, so I used to drink tea.
I used to drink tea. Listeners, I want you to try that. I will say the sentence, and then I will leave a quiet space for you to repeat it. Try to copy my speed and that soft S sound. I used to drink tea.
I used to drink tea.
Good. Let's try the example about living. I used to live in a village.
I used to live in a village.
Now, let's think about the meaning again. If Mark says, I used to live in a village, do we know where he lives now?
Not necessarily, but we know he does not live in that village anymore. The action is finished. It is over. That's the power of this phrase. It creates a clean break with the past.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about the negative form, because this is where a lot of people make a mistake. If you want to say something was not true in the past, you use didn't. But here's the trick. Because we use didn't, we take the letter D off the word used.
So it becomes used to, U-S-E.
Correct. In writing, it changes. In speaking, honestly, it sounds almost exactly the same, but grammatically, it is didn't used to. For example, Mark, Did you like broccoli when you were 5 years old?
No way. I hated it. I eat it now, but back then, no. I didn't used to like broccoli.
Hear that? I didn't used to like broccoli. He is describing a past state that has changed. Now he likes it. Let's practice that negative form. It is very useful for talking about how you have improved or grown. Listeners, repeat after me. I didn't used to like broccoli. I didn't used to like broccoli. Let's try one about exercise. Maybe now you go to the gym, but in the past you were lazy. You can say, I didn't used to exercise. I didn't used to exercise. This structure is so common for storytelling. Think about your job. Maybe you have a job now where you speak English, but 5 years ago you didn't. You can say, I didn't used to speak English at work. It really highlights your progress. When you use this structure, you are implicitly telling people, look at me now, I have changed. That is right. Now, there is one more variation we need to cover for the past, and that is the question. When we ask about the past, we use did. And just like the negative form, because we use did, we drop the letter D on use. So the question is, did you used to? Did you used to play football? Did you used to have long hair? Exactly. It is a great conversation starter. If you meet an old friend or you are getting to know someone and asking about their history, this is the polite way to do it. Mark, ask me about my childhood hobbies.
Okay, Sarah, did you used to play a musical instrument?
Yes, I did. I used to play the piano, but I stopped when I moved to university. Listeners, did you hear how natural that exchange was? We are talking about a closed chapter of life. Let's practice the question form. I will ask a question and I want you to repeat it. Imagine you are asking a friend about their past. Did you used to have long hair? Did you used to have long hair? Very good. So to summarize this first section, we use used to plus the verb to talk about old habits or states that are finished. It is the grammar of the past self.
And remember the pronunciation. It's soft. Used to, not used Z to.
Perfect. Now let's move on. Life isn't just about what we did in the past. It is also about change. It is about the struggle of learning something new. This is where we need the second phrase, to get used to.
Get used to. This one feels more active. It feels like something is happening.
That is because it is. The verb here is get, which often means to become. When you get angry, you become angry. When you get tired, you become tired. So when you get used to something, you are becoming familiar with it. You are in the process of adapting.
This is the grammar of the struggle. This is what you say when you move to a new country and everything is strange, or when you start a new job and the software is difficult. You are in the middle of the river, trying to get to the other side.
That is a great image, Mark. But we have to be very careful with the grammar here. This is the most difficult part of today's lesson, so listen closely. In the first section, we said used to go, used to play, used to live. We used the base verb. But here, with get used to, we cannot use the base verb.
Why not? That seems confusing.
It is because the word to here is a preposition. It is like the to in I go to London or I give it to you. And after a preposition, if we want to use a verb, we must add ing.
Ah, the famous gerund. So I cannot say I am getting used to wake up early?
No, that is incorrect. You must say I am getting used to waking up early. Waking, you need the ing.
Or you can just use a noun, right? Like a thing.
Exactly. You can say I am getting used to the noise, or I am getting used to the weather.
Okay, that makes sense. So get used to plus a noun, or get used to plus an ing verb. Let's look at some examples because this is
Really about describing a process. Let's say you just bought new glasses. Your eyes feel weird. The world looks a bit curved. You are tripping over your feet. A friend asks, "Are you okay?" You say, "I am okay. I am just getting used to my new glasses."
You are describing the adjustment. It's not finished yet. You are still adapting.
Let's try a sentence with a verb. Imagine you start a new job and you have to wake up at 5 a.m. It is terrible. You are tired every morning. But after 2 weeks, it is a tiny bit easier. You are not fully comfortable yet, but you are adapting. You say, "I am getting used to waking up early." Notice the pronunciation again, getting used to. We often link these words together, getting used to. Let's practice that. This is the phrase for when life is hard, but you are trying. Listeners, repeat after me. I am getting used to waking up early. I am getting used to waking up early. Don't forget the ing. Let's try another one. Imagine you drive a car with an automatic transmission, but you rent a car with a manual stick shift. It is difficult. You keep stalling the engine. You say, "I am getting used to driving this car."
I am getting used to driving this car. Sarah, can we use this in different tenses? Because get is a normal verb, right?
Yes, absolutely. That is the beauty of get used to. You can change the word get to fit any time. You can use the present continuous. I am getting used to it. You can use the past. I got used to it. You can even use the future. I will get used to it.
That future form is really nice. It is very encouraging. If your friend is sad because their new apartment is small, you can tell them, "Don't worry, you will get used to it."
That is a lovely phrase. It is a promise that it will get easier. Let's practice that future form. It is very useful for giving advice or comforting someone. Repeat after me. Don't worry, you will get used to it.
Don't worry, you will get used to it.
Let's try a more complex one with a verb. Imagine your friend is moving to London and is worried about driving on the left side of the road. You want to tell them it will become normal. You say, you will get used to driving on the left.
You will get used to driving on the left.
Now let's look at the past tense of this process. I got used to it. This means the process happened in the past. For example, Mark, when you moved to the city, was the noise annoying?
Yes, very. For the first month, I couldn't sleep. The sirens, the cars, the people shouting, it was awful. But after about 2 months, my brain stopped hearing it. I got used to the noise.
So Mark is describing the transition period that happened in the past. He went from annoyed to comfortable. I got used to the noise.
This is really the grammar of adaptation. It is dynamic. It implies movement from one state to another.
Exactly. So to recap this section, we use get used to talk about the process of becoming familiar with something. And the golden rule is, you must follow it with a noun or a verb ending in ing. Never use the base verb.
I am getting used to speak English. No.
I am getting used to speaking English. Yes.
Okay, I think we have that clear. We have the past habit, used to. We have the process of change, get used to. Now, what happens when the process is finished? What happens when the struggle is over?
That brings us to our third and final phrase, to be used to. This is the grammar of the result. This is the destination.
This is when you say, I'm fine. This is normal for me. I don't have to try anymore.
Exactly. The structure here changes again slightly. We are using the verb to be. So I am, you are, he is, we are, they are, plus used to, plus once again the noun or the ing verb.
So grammar-wise, it is just like the previous one. We need the ing, but the meaning is different.
Right. Get used to is movement. Be used to is a state. It is static. It is a description of how you feel right now. Let's go back to the driving example. Mark, you drive on the left side of the road in the UK, right?
Yes, I do.
Is it difficult for you? Do you have to think about it?
Not at all. I don't even think about it. I get in the car and I drive. It is completely automatic.
So Mark can say, I am used to driving on the left. He is not getting used to it. He is used to it. It is done. It is normal.
I am used to driving on the left.
Let's apply this to language learning. This is important for our listeners. When you first hear fast English, it sounds like nonsense. It is too fast. You are getting used to the speed, but eventually you understand it easily. You can say, I am used to listening to English.
That is the goal, right? To reach that point of comfort.
Yes, let's practice the structure. I want you to think of something that is difficult for other people, but easy for you because you have done it for a long time. Maybe you work the night shift. Your friends ask, how do you stay awake? You say, it's fine. I am used to working at night. Notice the ing on working. I am used to working at night. Listeners, repeat after me. I am used to working at night.
I am used to working at night.
Let's try a negative example. This is when something is not normal for you. It feels strange or uncomfortable. Maybe you are a very neat person and you go to a messy house. You feel stressed. You can say, I am not used to the mess.
I am not used to the mess.
Or with a verb. Imagine you never wear suits. You always wear jeans. Then, for a wedding, you have to wear a tight suit and tie. You feel stiff. You pull at your collar. You say, I am not used to wearing a suit.
I am not used to wearing a suit.
Sarah, can we use this in the past tense too, like I was used to? Yes, absolutely. This describes a state that was normal in the past. For example, before I moved to this quiet town, I lived in a busy apartment. At that time, I was used to the noise, but now I am not.
So I was used to it means it was normal for me then.
Exactly. It is all about the verb to be. I am, I was, I will be. It tells us when the familiarity exists.
This is great. I think seeing them side by side really helps. Let's do a quick comparison before we move to our story practice.
Okay, I will give you a situation, Mark, and you give me the 3 sentences. Situation, the cold weather. Sentence 1, the past habit. You lived in a cold country. Now you don't. I used to live in a cold country. Sentence 2, the adaptation. You just moved to Alaska and you are freezing, but buying warm coats. I am getting used to the cold. Sentence 3, the result. You have lived in Alaska for 10 years. You walk outside in a t-shirt. I am used to the cold. Perfect. Did you hear the difference, listeners? Used to live, infinitive. Getting used to the cold, noun. Am used to the cold, noun. This framework, past, process, result, is the key to unlocking these phrases. If you can identify where you are on the timeline, you will know which grammar to use. Now we are going to do something a little different. We are going to put this all together into a story. I want you to shadow us. This means you will hear a sentence and then you will repeat it during the pause. Try to match our rhythm and intonation. The story is about a woman named Elena. She moves from a small, quiet village in Italy to the busy, rainy city of London. It is a big change for her. We will see how her grammar changes as her life changes. Are you ready? Take a deep breath. Let's step into Elena's shoes. Sentence 1. Elena thinks about her past in Italy. She remembers the sunshine. I used to wake up to sunshine every day. I used to wake up to sunshine every day. She remembers her routine in the village. It was slow and calm. I didn't used to rush in the morning. I didn't used to rush in the morning. But now she is in London. Everything is different. She has a new job and a long commute on the subway. It is stressful. She is in the middle of the struggle. I am getting used to the crowds on the train. I am getting used to the crowds on the train. The rain is also a problem. It rains almost every day. She buys an umbrella and a raincoat. She is adapting. I am slowly getting used to the rain. I am slowly getting used to the rain. 6 months pass. Elena has her routine. She knows which train car is empty. She knows how to walk fast. The struggle is gone. Now I am used to the city life. Now I am used to the city life. She doesn't even notice the rain anymore. It is just normal for her. I am used to carrying an umbrella everywhere. I am used to carrying an umbrella everywhere. Well done. That story really takes us through the whole journey. Did you feel the shift? We started with used to wake up, moved to getting used to the crowds, and ended with am used to the city. It shows that language isn't just rules. It matches our human experience. We have a past, we have challenges, and we have a new normal. Your English should be able to express all of that. I agree completely, and I hope that by listening to that story, you could feel the difference between the ing endings and the base verbs naturally, without having to think about a textbook rule. We have covered a lot of ground today. We have practiced the pronunciation, the negative forms, the questions, and the subtle differences in meaning. But before we finish, I want to address one more common trap. What is that, Sarah? It is the confusion with the word use as a main verb, like I use a pen. Sometimes students get confused when they see a sentence like, this room is used for meetings. Ah, yes, that is the passive voice. The room is used. That has nothing to do with habits, right? Right. That just means someone uses the room. It is not about familiarity. It is not about the past. It is just the verb to use. So if you see a sentence that doesn't fit our pattern today, ask yourself, is this just the normal verb use? If it is, don't worry about the habit rules. That is a good safety check. But for today, focusing on habits, just remember the timeline. If it is a dead habit, used to plus base verb. If it is a changing habit, get used to plus ing. If it is a living, normal habit, be used to plus ing. So what is the next step for you, our listener? We don't want you to just listen to this and forget it. We want you to use it. We want you to take a moment today to identify one thing in your life that is currently difficult, one thing you are struggling with. Maybe it is a new diet. Maybe it is a new exercise routine. Maybe it is listening to long English podcasts. Identify that struggle, and then I want you to say this sentence to yourself 3 times. I am getting used to it. For example, I am getting used to eating healthy, or I am getting used to speaking English. Saying that sentence validates your effort. It reminds you that you are in the process. You are climbing the mountain. You are not at the top yet, and that is okay. You are getting there. And if you want a challenge, try to write 3 sentences in the comments or in your notebook. One about your past, I used to, one about a current struggle, I am getting used to, and one about something that is now easy for you, I am used to. Writing them down helps solidify the grammar in your brain. It makes it real. We really hope this lesson has helped clarify these 3 tricky phrases for you. It is one of those topics that once you click with it, your English suddenly sounds much more advanced. You stop sounding like a textbook and start sounding like a person with a life story. Thank you so much for spending this hour with us. We know your time is valuable, and we appreciate that you chose to spend it building your English skills step by step. If you enjoyed this calm, focused way of learning, please remember to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon. We have many more lessons coming that break down complex topics into simple, relaxing sessions. And if you know a friend who is struggling with their English habits, maybe share this episode with them. It might be just what they need to hear. Until next time, keep listening, keep practicing, and be patient with yourself. You are getting used to it, day by day. Yes, you are doing great. Have a wonderful day or a peaceful night, wherever you are. Bye for now. Goodbye. Goodbye. I used to watch cartoons. Notice the verb watch. It is the base form. We don't say watching. We don't say watched, just watch. I used to watch. Let's drill this. I want you to think about your own childhood. Did you play outside? Did you ride a bike? I will give you a sentence and I want you to repeat it. I used to play outside every day. I used to play outside every day. I used to ride my bike to school. I used to ride my bike to school. I used to hate vegetables. I used to hate vegetables. That last one is a state, not an action. Hating vegetables isn't something you do, like playing soccer. It is a feeling. But used to works for feelings too. Yes, that is important. It works for possession as well. For example, I used to have a red car. I don't have it anymore. I used to have long hair. I cut it. Let's practice some state sentences. These are great for describing how your personality has changed. Maybe you were a shy person, but now you are confident. You can say, I used to be shy. I used to be shy. Maybe you lived in a different city. I used to live in New York. I used to live in New York. Maybe you believed in Santa Claus. I used to believe in Santa Claus. I used to believe in Santa Claus. Now let's talk about the negative form. This is tricky because the spelling changes. When we make it negative, we use the helping verb did not or didn't. Because did is already past tense, we change used back to use, use. So I didn't used to. In writing, no D on use. But in speaking, does it change? Honestly, barely. Because the T in to is so strong. Didn't used to and didn't used to sound identical. So don't worry about the pronunciation difference. Just worry about the grammar logic. I didn't used to like coffee. This implies that now I do like coffee. It is the reverse of the positive form. Exactly. It is used to describe things you have started doing recently. Let's try some examples. Imagine you have taken up running. You are healthy now, but 5 years ago you were lazy. You say, I didn't used to run. I didn't used to run. Imagine you learned to cook. I didn't used to cook at home. I didn't used to cook at home. Imagine you have started waking up early. I didn't used to wake up early. I didn't used to wake up early. This negative form is very powerful for job interviews or professional settings. You can use it to show your professional growth. For example, I didn't used to be confident with public speaking, but now I lead the weekly meetings. That is a great sentence. It shows a problem and a solution in one breath. I didn't used to know how to code, but now I build websites. Let's try a professional drill. Repeat this. I didn't used to enjoy public speaking. I didn't used to enjoy public speaking. I didn't used to manage a team. I didn't used to manage a team. Excellent. And finally, the question form. Did you used to? Again, we drop the D. Did you used to work here? Did you used to play piano? This is the best way to ask about someone's history without assuming anything. If you ask, did you play piano? It refers to a specific time. Did you used to play piano? Asks about a period of their life. Let's practice 3 questions you can ask a new friend. Did you used to live in this neighborhood? Did you used to live in this neighborhood? Did you used to have a dog? Did you used to have a dog? Did you used to study French? Did you used to study French? So that is part 1, the past habit. I used to do it. It is finished. It is history. It is the old you. Now we move to the middle of the timeline. This is where things get interesting. This is the present struggle, the grammar of change. This is to get used to. This is the one that confuses people the most, because it mixes the idea of habit with the idea of action. Right. The verb here is get. In English, get often means become. If it gets dark, it becomes dark. If you get sick, you become sick. So if you get used to something, you become accustomed to it. You are in the transition zone. And the most important grammar rule for today is this. After to get used to, you must use a noun or a gerund, verb with ing. You cannot use the base verb. I repeat, you cannot use the base verb. You cannot say, I am getting used to drive. You must say, I am getting used to driving. Why is that, Sarah? It is because the word to here is a preposition. It is pointing at something. You are getting used to a thing. And a verb cannot be a thing unless we turn it into a gerund by adding ing. That helps me remember it. To is pointing at a noun. Driving is a noun here. Exactly. So let's talk about the feeling of this phrase. I am getting used to it. This expresses that something is difficult, strange, or new, but you are making progress. It is an optimistic phrase. It says, I am adapting. Let's use the example of a new job. You start a new job and the computer system is totally different from your old one. You keep clicking the wrong buttons. You are frustrated. Your boss asks, how is it going?
You don't want to say, I hate it. You want to say, I am adapting. So you say, I am getting used to the software. Software is a noun, so that is easy. I am getting used to the software. Let's practice some noun examples first. Imagine you move to a very hot country. You are sweating all the time, but every day is a little better. I am getting used to the heat. I am getting used to the heat. Imagine you get a new pair of shoes. They are a bit tight. I am getting used to my new shoes. I am getting used to my new shoes. Imagine you join a new team at work. They have a different sense of humor. I am getting used to the team. I am getting used to the team. Now, let's switch to the verbs. This is where you need to be careful. Remember the ing. Scenario. You are learning to type on a new keyboard. The keys are in different places. You are typing slowly. I am getting used to typing on this keyboard. I am getting used to typing on this keyboard. Scenario. You used to drive a small car. Now you drive a huge truck. Parking is hard. I am getting used to parking this truck. I am getting used to parking this truck. Scenario. You are trying to drink your coffee without sugar. It tastes bitter. You don't like it yet, but you are trying. I am getting used to drinking black coffee. I am getting used to drinking black coffee. Notice that we are using the present continuous tense here. I am getting. This means it is happening right now. It is incomplete. But we can also use this in the future. You will get used to it. This is what we say to reassure people. Mark, give us a pep talk. Imagine I'm worried about my new haircut. I feel weird. Sarah, don't worry. It looks great. You feel weird now because it is new, but give it 2 days. You will get used to it. Thank you, Mark. You will get used to it. That is such a common English phrase. It is a set phrase. You can use it in almost any situation where someone is uncomfortable. Let's practice reassuring someone. Repeat after me. It is hard now, but you will get used to it. It is hard now, but you will get used to it. You will get used to the noise eventually. You will get used to the noise eventually. You will get used to waking up early. You will get used to waking up early. We can also use get used to in the past tense to describe a struggle that you conquered. I got used to it. This means the process is finished. You did the work. You adopted. For example, when I first wore contact lenses, it was scary to touch my eye, but after a week, I got used to it. I got used to it. Simple past. Let's practice the past form. Imagine you had a really strict boss. At first, you were scared, but then you understood his style. I got used to his style. I got used to his style. Imagine you moved to a spicy food culture. Your mouth was burning for weeks, but then, I got used to the spicy food. I got used to the spicy food. So, get used to is your tool for describing change. It acknowledges the difficulty but focuses on the adaptation. It is a very human phrase. It says, I am flexible, I can change. Now, we arrive at the final destination, the phrase be used to. This is the state of comfort, the grammar of familiarity. Here, we use the verb to be, am is are, was were, plus used to plus ing, noun. Wait, Sarah, it looks just like the last one. Get used to versus be used to. What is the real difference in feeling? Get implies movement. You are climbing the hill. Be implies you are sitting at the top of the hill looking at the view. There is no more struggle. It is normal. It is automatic. If I say I am used to the rain, it means the rain does not bother me. I might not love it, but I don't notice it. It is just a fact of my life. So if someone asks me, is driving in London hard?
And I say, no, I am used to it. I am saying it is easy for me. Exactly. It conveys competence and experience. Let's stick with the driving example. If you are a taxi driver, you spend all day in a car. It is not tiring for you. I am used to driving all day. I am used to driving all day. Notice the ing again. It is mandatory here too. I am used to drive is wrong. I am used to driving. Let's practice the expert mindset. You are comfortable. Nothing shocks you. Scenario. You are a nurse. You see blood every day. You don't faint. I am used to seeing blood. I am used to seeing blood. Scenario. You are a kindergarten teacher. The room is very loud with screaming kids. You are calm. I am used to the noise. I am used to the noise. Scenario. You live near an airport. Planes fly over your house every hour. You sleep perfectly. I am used to the planes. I am used to the planes. We can also use the negative form here. I am not used to. This is very useful for explaining why you are uncomfortable or why you made a mistake. It is a polite way of saying, this is strange for me. For example, if you go to a dinner party and there are 5 forks on the table and you don't know which one to use, you can whisper to your friend, I am not used to fancy dinners. It is better than saying, I hate this. It just explains your lack of experience. Let's practice the polite negative. Scenario. Scenario. You usually sleep in a soft bed. You are camping on the hard ground. Your back hurts. I am not used to sleeping on the ground. I am not used to sleeping on the ground. Scenario. You usually speak your own language. You have to speak English all day. Your brain is tired. I am not used to speaking English all day. I am not used to speaking English all day. And finally, we can use this in the past with was, were. I was used to it. This describes a past state of comfort. This is often used when your life has changed for the worse or just changed significantly. I was used to having a big garden, but now I live in a flat. Or, I was used to waking up late when I was a student. Now I have a job. Let's practice looking back at a lost comfort. I was used to having more free time. I was used to having more free time. I was used to seeing my friends every day. I was used to seeing my friends every day. So there we have the 3 pillars. The past habit, used to, the process, get used to, the state, be used to. It is a lot to take in, I know, but the key is to visualize that timeline. Where are you in the story? Let's take a deep breath. We are going to do a shadowing story now. This is a longer narrative. We are going to tell the story of a man named James who joins the military. This is a situation of extreme change, so it is perfect for our grammar. I will read a sentence, then Mark will read the same sentence to give you a different voice model. Then there will be a pause for you to speak. Try to mimic Mark's intonation. Be the actor. The story begins with James's life before the army. He was lazy. I used to sleep until noon on weekends. I used to sleep until noon on weekends. I didn't used to make my bed. I didn't used to make my bed. I used to eat junk food for every meal. I used to eat junk food for every meal. Then James joins the army. Basic training begins. It is a shock. He is suffering. At first, I hated the running. At first, I hated the running. But slowly, I am getting used to running 5 miles a day. But slowly, I am getting used to running 5 miles a day. I am getting used to the shouting drill sergeants. I am getting used to the shouting drill sergeants. My body hurts, but I am getting used to the pain. My body hurts, I am getting used to the pain. 2 years later, James is a soldier. He is disciplined. The hard life is now his normal life. Now I am used to waking up at 5 a.m. Now I am used to waking up at 5 a.m. I am used to polishing my boots every night. I am used to polishing my boots every night. I am used to following strict orders. I am used to following strict orders. He looks back at his old life and laughs. I can't believe I used to be so lazy. I can't believe I used to be so lazy. I am not used to sitting on the sofa anymore. I am not used to sitting on the sofa anymore. Excellent work. That story contained all the patterns. Did you feel the shift? Step 1. I used to sleep. Past. Finished. Step 2. I am getting used to running. Process. Struggle. Step 3. I am used to waking up. Result. Comfort. If you can tell that story, you can tell any story. You can tell the story of your English learning. You can tell the story of your career. You can tell the story of becoming a parent. Now, I want to do a rapid fire round. This is to test your reflexes. I will say a sentence that is grammatically wrong. I want you to spot the mistake and say the correct sentence out loud. Then Mark will give you the answer. Are you ready? Let's identify the errors. Sentence 1. I am get used to the weather. What is missing? Answer. I am getting used to the weather. You need the continuous form for the process. Sentence 2. I used to playing football when I was young. What is wrong? Answer. I used to play football. For past habits, use the base verb, no ing. Sentence 3. She is used to drive on the right. What is wrong? Answer. She is used to drive on the right. After be used to, you need the ing. Sentence 4. Did you used to have a cat? What is wrong? Answer. Did you used to have a cat? Drop the D in questions. Sentence 5. I am getting used to my new glasses. What is wrong? Answer. I am getting used to my new glasses. You always need the D on used, unless it is with did or didn't. How did you do? If you caught 5 out of 5, you are a master. If you missed some, don't worry. That is why we are here. You can listen to this section again. One question I often get asked, Sarah, is about formal versus informal English. Are these phrases informal?
That is a great question. Used to is neutral. You can use it in writing, in business, or in casual chat. It is the standard way to talk about past habits. Get used to and be used to are also standard, but they are slightly more common in spoken English. In very formal academic writing, you might use accustomed to instead. I have become accustomed to the noise. That sounds very fancy. It does, but for 99% of your life, emails, meetings, travel, friends, get used to and be used to are perfect. They are the natural choice. Let's talk a bit about pronunciation nuance before we finish. We mentioned the soft S in used to, but what about the linking? When we say, I am used to it, we link the words together. Used to it. It almost sounds like one long word. Used to it. Listen to Mark say it fast. I'm used to it. I'm used to it. Try to blend the sounds. Don't separate them. Not I am used to it. Flow like a river. I'm used to it. I'm used to it. And with get used to it, the T in get often becomes a glottal stop in British English or a flap T in American English. American style, get used to it. British style, get used to it. I speak with a British accent, so I say, I'm getting used to it. I speak with a fairly neutral accent, and I say, I'm getting used to it. The important thing is the rhythm. Da, 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 da. Getting used to it. The stress is on used. Let's practice that rhythm. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to it. And for the past habit, I used to do it. Stress on used. I used to do it. I used to do it. Rhythm helps your grammar. If you get the music of the sentence right, the words often follow. We are coming to the end of our session, but the work is not done. Learning requires active use. We mentioned earlier that we want you to identify a struggle. I want you to really think about this. What is something in your life that feels uncomfortable right now? Is it your commute? Is it a noisy neighbor? Is it speaking English on the phone? Is it a new diet? I want you to make a promise to yourself. For the next 7 days, every time you feel that discomfort, I want you to mentally label it. Don't say, this is bad. Say, I am getting used to this. Reframe the problem as a process. And if you have a moment, open the comments section below this video. We want to see your sentences. We read them, and it brings us so much joy to see you practicing. Write us 3 lines. Something you used to do, something you are getting used to, something you are used to. For example, I used to sleep late. I am getting used to waking up at 6 a.m. I am used to drinking coffee black. Sharing your goals makes them stronger, and you might find someone else in the comments who is getting used to the exact same thing. Community helps. We hope this deep dive has given you clarity. English grammar can seem like a mess of rules, but when you break it down step by step, it is just a set of tools to tell your truth. Today, you added 3 very powerful tools to your toolbox. You can honor your past, you can describe your growth, and you can celebrate your success. That is a lot for 1 hour. You should be proud of yourself. Thank you for trusting us with your time. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Better English Step by Step. We are building a library of these calm, focused lessons, and we want you to be part of it.
And if you want to keep studying right now, why not go back and listen to the shadowing story one more time? Repetition is the mother of skill. Keep listening, keep repeating, and remember, every step you take gets you closer to fluency. You might not be used to speaking fluently yet, but you will get used to it. Yes, you will. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful, peaceful day. Goodbye. Goodbye.